Carlson and my speech is about theater. This is my audience members. People are running around backstage, making sure everything is lined up and in order. Last-minute hair and makeup is being secured. 2 minutes until showtime, one person cries out. The crowd goes quiet and not a sound is heard in the auditorium. The director yells, "Lights, camera, action." Having several years of experience with acting and my theatrical director's encouragement, I decided to research this topic more. Not many people are familiar with theater. That's why today I will teach you the history of theater, tell you the types of plays you can perform, and how to prepare for the performance. The history of theater dates back to several thousand years ago. It was practiced by many different groups of people. Some of those people include the Europeans, Romans, Greeks, and even the Japanese. According to Howard Loxton, author of theater, there are 4 major periods in history that really brought theater into practice. Ancient theater began in 1600 BC and continued until 410 AD. It came about at a religious festival in honor of the god of wine and fertility. As a result of winning an acting competition, Thespis came up with the name Thespians, or what we know today as actors. Medieval theater began in 500 AD and continued until 1200 AD. During this time, people would travel to act since there were no places to act in. Christians soon came up with miracle plays because they saw previous ways of acting as a sin. From that point forward, theater performances were seen as religious events and not entertainment. The Renaissance theater period ranged from 1300 AD to 1600 AD. During this time, people would get on stage and deliver dialogue that were not practiced ahead of time. They called this improv. Community theater is what's most commonly found around the world now. Today, most plays are practiced several months ahead of time, and most actors and volunteers do not get paid to perform. Now that you know some history of theater, let's talk about the types of plays you can perform. Comedy is one type that is known by almost everybody. It is a type of drama that has a happy ending. It is said to be more popular than any other genre of theater. According to my theatrical director, Renee Evans, comedies always bring a big crowd to a performance. You can never go wrong with a great comedy. The second type that people are familiar with is tragedy. David L. Simpson, professor at DePaul University, says, like comedy, tragedy became as a religious ritual. It is the opposite of comedy and has a negative ending. Shakespeare has several tragic plays which include Hamlet, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet. Historical plays are also a type that has been put into practice. They are based on actual historical events. The famous play, Julius Caesar, is a historical play because of the actual historical happenings that occur. The last major type of drama is musical. It is a performance based on songs, dialogue, and dance. This type of play did not become famous until the 19th century. Ticketmaster Entertainment Corporation proves that 94% of people are aware of the Phantom of the Opera, making it the most famous and well-known musical drama around the world. Since you know the types of plays now, it is time to prepare for the big performance. Preparation for a play must begin several months ahead of time, since it requires so many time-consuming tasks. Choosing the play is the first step in preparing. Make sure to select a play that is not too difficult for the task to perform. It should be a play that everyone agrees on and is satisfied with. Always remember to think about your audience as well. Pick something that will catch their attention in the beginning and hold it throughout. Learning assigned lines is a major step in preparing. Begin studying spoken dialogue as soon as possible. Make sure you fully understand the lines you are supposed to deliver and when you are supposed to deliver them. One of my fellow thespians, Savannah Hartley, said, "I say my lines 10 times each in the mirror to learn them." Another step in preparing for the performance is finding props and costumes to use during the play. Props and visuals are objects that actors use to make dialogue come to life. They can range from books to swords to even a simple teacup. Costumes are almost very important because they always help make the character you are playing more realistic. You can choose to buy your props or make your own to bring in a creative twist to your performance. Finally, the most important part of preparation is rehearsing and acting. As the English proverb states, practice makes perfect. Be sure to know where you are supposed to stand on stage and when to enter and exit. Practice with your cast members as many times as possible until the play is polished and ready for performance. In conclusion, theater has changed throughout the years in many ways. We have discussed the history of theater, as well as the types of plays that can be performed, and even how to prepare for the performance itself. Now, as I take the stage on performance night, I no longer wonder how theater came to be. I love theater and cannot imagine my life without it.